Hello everyone, I'm Frankie D. Cruz. Today we're talking about how to make a fitness plan and finally get the results you've always wanted. Now, first let's talk about the components of a fitness plan, because they are all extremely important. First is your cardiorespiratory endurance, alright? Next is your muscular endurance. Next is your muscular strength, which is different than your muscular endurance. And then next is your flexibility, because quite frankly, you need to be flexible. I mean, what's the point of going ahead and being big and strong if that's your goal if you can't even go ahead and reach behind your back? Now, let us go ahead and look at how all four of these things play into one another, because it is important to know how all four of them feed into each other. Now, first you have your cardio, which of course works to your muscular endurance, okay? Because your cardio will help you be able to get your blood with faster to all of your muscles, alright, which will go ahead and give more nutrients, and it'll quickly be able to go ahead and get the waste out, which will allow your muscles to work longer, faster, alright? Now, your endurance, of course, extends right over to your strength, because if you can go ahead, the more strain you can endure, the more you can go ahead and increase the limit of how much strength you can go and raise up, which goes ahead and feeds to your flexibility. I mean, you might not think it is, but the stronger you are, the stronger your tendons and ligaments are, and the stronger your tendons and ligaments are, the more flexible you can get. And it is important to be flexible because it increases your range of motion. The greater your range of motion, the more strength you can have, which does lead into the next bit, which is that your flexibility leads back into strength. It doesn't go ahead and go full circle and go towards being superior at cardio. Now, in a way, it almost could, but that's not its primary function, so to speak, for most individuals. Alright? So, it is important to note how these things are not linear. They are not linear, and they never will be linear, because progress is not linear. So, let's go ahead and get into goals. What is your goal? You have to be very specific. Let's say your goal is you want to be able to squat 200 pounds. Okay, now we have a goal. Then you have to go ahead and realize, okay, well, what's the goal from there? Because that's not specific enough, right? So you have to go ahead, what do you want to be? Do you want to be bigger, faster, stronger, or have more endurance? Okay, those are the four big things. Because you could say, I want to squat 200 pounds, but do you want to go ahead and be able to squat 200 pounds like 20 times? Do you want to go ahead and get strong enough to squat 200 pounds? Do you want to go ahead and be able to squat 200 pounds really quickly, for whatever reason that might be? Or do you want to be able to, or do you just want to go ahead and be able to squat 200 pounds because you think if you do, you can go ahead and achieve some good hypertrophy? Now, you have to choose one of these four, alright? Because those are the big four: bigger, faster, stronger, more endurance. I want you to just choose just one, because if you try to get all four, you're going to get subpar results in all four. Because you have to be specific, okay? And the more specific you are, the more you're going to succeed. Now, you also have to break down those four into its individual base parts, alright? Because you're going to go ahead and work with those base parts. Now, if you're not sure about that, let's go ahead and go over an example for you. So let's say your goal is to get stronger, alright? Now, let us break down strength. Strength is the heaviest load you can move without injury or failure. Alright, that is how you would measure your strength. Okay, it's how much you can move. Alright, it's the heaviest load. Now, facts to consider about this are your foundational strength and your acceleration. Why your acceleration? Well, the faster you can move a heavy weight, the stronger you are, right? I mean, it's not just about being able to lift more and more and more. Now, you have to be able to move that weight around. If you can't move that weight around with some level of acceleration, then, well, you're not really that strong with it now, are you? Now, let's go ahead and continue onwards. Let us go ahead and remember that the lower amount of reps you have to do, the higher the intensity. That's the deal. Alright, if you want to go ahead and have a very high intensity workout, it's going to go ahead and have to be very low rep. Because if you don't, you're going to overtrain, alright? Or you're going to go ahead, you're going to get yourself hurt by moving around such heavy weights. And the inverse is also true, is the lower the intensity, the more reps you have to do. Now, let's also remember that the higher intensity your workout is, the more rest you're going to need afterwards. And you have to rest after a workout. There's no other way. Because if you don't rest, you're just going to go ahead, you're going to strain yourself too much, and then you're not going to make any progress at all. How much you rest and the quality of that rest is just as good and just as important as the actual exercise itself. Now, you do have an issue though, because if you're resting and you have to rest say like 5 days between each incredibly intense workout, then you're going to go ahead and have this issue of not applying all the laws. And the law you're going to be breaking is the use law. Alright, now, so how we're going to do that is we're going to zigzag your training. Now, how we do this, we have a high intensity workout and a low intensity workout. Now, what's the purpose of the low intensity workout? Well, the low intensity workout is going to focus on your muscular endurance. Okay? And because you're using those muscles, alright, and you're still going to be doing the similar sorts of exercise that you were on your high intensity day, it's going to go ahead and make sure you don't ever go ahead and get into that disuse phase. You're going to always constantly be using your muscles, but you have that rest still of not doing these high intensity workouts every single time. And this is how you go ahead, and this is how you would apply it to anything, alright? You would have high intensity, low intensity, and if you need even more rest, then have a medium intensity workout. Alright? So then you would go high, medium, low, medium, high. But in this case, we're just going high, low, high, low. So, but here's the deal, is that you need to, because your low intensity work is focused on your endurance. What does that mean? That means you have to do it every time you're working out. So, on your high intensity days, you're going to do both workouts. Okay, you're going to do your low intensity workout and your high intensity workout. You're going to do them both on your high intensity days. So, your typical Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule would be Monday, your high intensity plus your low intensity workout. On Wednesday would just be your low intensity workout. And on Friday would just be your high intensity workout. And then of course, through all of this, you'll still have to get your 150 to 300 minutes of cardio at a moderate intensity. Because look, you're already doing this incredibly heavy workouts to go ahead and try to get really strong, get really fast with moving those really heavy weights. So you do not want to go ahead and do this crazy cardio scheme where you go ahead and you do like high intensity interval training or something. No, you want to go ahead and do it just nice, moderate intensity, because that's going to be your break. All right, and this is just for your heart. You're not worried about going ahead and like, oh, well, can you do a big old marathon? No, you're just doing this for your heart health. All right, and that's what 100 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity is just to go ahead and make sure your heart is getting the exercise it needs. And then next is your flexibility, which should focus on your range of motion. Because the more range of motion you have with your movements and the stronger you get within those ranges of motion, the stronger overall you are going to be, because then you can go ahead and focus on how heavy, what the amount of distance you can go ahead and move said weight, and the amount of time. If you can go ahead and shorten that time, you will in fact be getting stronger without even increasing the weight that you're lifting. So, I hope you found this video helpful. Leave a like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will talk to you next time.